Welcome to India's #1 and largest IITM student community with 70,000 students on board. In today's session, we'll be solving the Week 1 English Graded assignment of the IIT Madras BS in Data Science program with detailed explanations for each question. Before we begin, if you are looking for additional guidance, one-to-one live class mentorship, 24/7 doubt support, strategy sessions, and structured preparations, including previous year paper solving in live class for the IIT Madras BS Qualifier, you can join the India's #1 IIT Madras BS Qualifier coaching through the link provided in the pinned comment and the description below. We have a selection rates of 90 to 100% where faculties are top-notch with minimum 10 years of industry experience. Our team owns 13 US patents in AI, ML, IoT, and we also serve as a guest lecturer at IIT where we teach LLM, RAG, and AI agents. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get started and solve today's assignment step by step. See the question 1. Which among the following words carry the ish sound in them? This is sh sound, okay? The z sound. See, which of the following words carry the z sound in them? So, we are just going to read all the options here. See, the first one is Xerox. The second one is trips. See, here we are having the ish sound, but here the first option we are having the Xerox z sound, right? So this is what the z is mentioned in the question. Therefore, the correct answer is option A. Okay, see what is the question? Which among the following words carry the sound z in them? Okay, so the options are Xerox and trips. Okay, in both these things, Xerox has the z sound while trips has the ish, trips, s sound, right? So only option A is the correct answer. Okay. Now, let's move on to the second question. Which among the following words carry the sound sh? See, we are going to read all the words given in the option and we are going to check which words carry the sh sound. See, charade, special, sebaceous. See here, charade, we are getting an ish sound. Special, we are getting an ish sound. And sebaceous, we are again getting an ish sound. So, all the three words are having the ish sound here. So, the correct answer is the option E, which contains all the three words. Charade, special, sebaceous. So all these three words are having the ish sound. So all A, B and C is my correct answer. Okay, now let's move on to the third question. Question number 3. Which among the following carry the short vowel U? See, this is the U sound, right? So we are going to check which of the following words are carrying the short vowel U. See here, should, we are getting the U sound. See, should, we are getting the U sound. Book, we are getting the U sound. Truth, see, truth is prolonging the U sound. Truth, when we say truth, it is prolonging the U sound. So, it is not a short vowel, right? See, this question asks for short, relaxed U sound. But see, truth uses a long, stretched vowel sound which represents with the length mark. So, it is not qualifying for the short vowel U sound. See, should, book, both use short quick vowel sound. But truth, see, truth, it is prolonging the oo sound, so it will not come under. So the truth will not come under the short vowel category. Only should and book are giving the short vowel oo sound. So my answer is option D, only A and B. Okay, we are looking for the short vowel oo sound. Should is a short vowel U sound. Book is a short vowel U sound. On the other hand, truth, we are going to pronounce this as truth. It is prolonging the U sound. So it is a long vowel. It will not come under short vowel. So other than the option C, the other two options are correct. So my answer is only A and B, which is the option D. Okay, now let's move on to the fourth question. We are going to answer whether this sentence is true or false. Okay, the W sound and the Y sound are monophthongs. First, let us see what is a monophthong. A monophthong is strictly defined as a pure vowel sound where your mouth position stays completely still. So, a monophthong is a pure vowel sound word where when you pronounce that word, your mouth will not move much. Try saying sit, try saying cat, your mouth will not move much. Sit, cat, they are very simple. These two words are very simple, your mouth will not move much. Now try saying these symbols. This pronunciation is implemented in this word wet. So try saying wet. Your lips will touch. Your lips will touch at one moment, then move away from each other at another moment. See, when you say wet, your lips will touch one moment and move away from each other another moment. We are having some mouth movements, very vigorous mouth movements here. And when you say S, here also we are having some vigorous mouth movements. So these are semi-vowels which belong to the consonant family. See, they are coming under the consonant family. For a symbol to be monophthong, it must be a pure vowel sound, right? See, so also your mouth should not move much. If a word is a monophthong, your mouth should not move much, right? See, sit, cat, your mouth is not moving much, so it is containing a monophthong. But try saying wet. Yes, your mouth is moving very vigorously, so they are not monophthongs. So this sentence is false. So the correct answer is option B, false. Okay. See, now we are moving on to the question number 5. Again, we are going to answer whether it is a true or false. Semi-vowels are syllabic in nature. The sentence given for us to interpret is semi-vowels are syllabic in nature. See, syllabic means a sound can form from the central core of a syllable by itself. See, you are having a word means, see, if I'm having a true, right? I'm going to have a central core in that word. If I'm having true, I'm going to have a central core in that word. It is called the nucleus, and the other words, the other part of the words are called as the syllables. Okay, so pure vowels are naturally syllabic, but but semi-vowels also sound like vowels and they behave exactly like consonant in speech. See, semi-vowels have behavior like a vowel. Semi-vowels sound like vowels, but they behave like consonants. Semi-vowels sound like vowels but behave like consonants. So they always sit on the edge of a syllable and can never have a central core on their own. So they are not syllabic. Okay, see, Syllabic means you can split the word. See, if I'm having a bat, like this thing means I can, if I can split this word into a central core and other syllables means it is syllabic in nature. If I cannot split this into uh, a nucleus, a central core, and a syllable means it is called as non-syllabic. See, by nature, pure vowels are naturally syllabic. By nature, pure vowel or naturally syllabic. This is like a syntax or this is like a rule. Okay, pure vowels are naturally syllabic, even though semi-vowels sounds like vowels, they behave like consonants in speech. So they are on the edge. These are edge cases. So they are often non-syllabic. So this statement is false. Okay, this statement is false. So option B is the right answer. Now, let's move on to the sixth question. To answer the sixth question, we are asked to listen the audio recitation of William Shakespeare's As You Like It. Okay, let's hear that. Okay, hear the audio very well. At that timestamp given, at the given timestamp 123, the narrator is reciting the line describing the justice stage of life. See, the narrator, William Shakespeare is reciting the line describing the justice of life. The exact historical Shakespearean line is full of wise saws and modern instances. See, he is saying saws, not shows. Understand the pronunciation here. He is saying full of wise saws, not shows. So option A is the correct answer. See, again I'm repeating, the line at 123 is full of wise saws and modern instances. It is saws, not shows. So option A is the correct answer. Now let's move on to the next question. Again, we are asked to hear the same audio and we are asked to locate what we hear at the timestamp 141. So at this timestamp, the narrator describes the old man whose clothing is too big for him. The exact line is, his youthful hose well saved a world too wide. Again, I'm repeating, his youthful hose, not horse. See here, his youthful hose, not horse. So option B is the right answer. See, listen to the pronunciation very well. The pronunciation is the main key for answering this question correctly. See, is youthful hose well saved a world too wide. His youthful hose. If he meant to say horse, he'll say that as horse. But what we hear hose. So option B is the right answer. So now let's move on to the eighth question. The eighth question also again requests us to listen to the audio again. And in that timestamp, we are coming to the end of the poem describing the extreme old age. So the narrator repeats the words sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. So sans is a traditional literary word in French which means without. So he is losing his teeth, he's losing his eyes, his eyes means his vision, he's losing his taste, that means his taste buds, he's losing everything. He's nearing to the end of his life. So he is saying sans, not sons. Sons means this sons means it will become a biological, like father son relationship, right? He is saying here as sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. See, clearly it is sans here, not sons. So option B is the right answer. Now Let's move on to the ninth question. The word oblivion. See, hear my pronunciation well. Oblivion. Oblivion. Okay. Here, we are not having any long vowels. See, oblivion. I'm not prolonging any vowel in my pronunciation. So, the word oblivion has all short vowels. Okay. Here, again my pronunciation. I'm repeating my pronunciation again. Oblivion. See, O is a short neutral square sound and bliv is a short I sound. I is a short weak I sound and on is another square sound. So none of these syllables contain a stretched long vowel sound. So every single vowel is short. Oblivion has only short vowels. All are short vowels. So option A is the right answer. Now, let's read this word pantaloon. See here, pantaloon. So, we are going to check how many long vowels does this word has. See here, pantaloon. I am only prolonging my pronunciation in this part only. Here also there are vowels, but I am not prolonging these two vowels. I am only prolonging the pronunciation of this vowel only. Therefore, I am having only one long vowel. Hear my pronunciation again. Pantaloon. Even though I'm having two vowels, I'm only prolonging the pronunciation of this vowel only. So, I'm here having only one long vowel. Pantaloon. Only the oo sound here is prolonged. So, I'm just having only one long vowel. So, this brings us to the end of today's week 1 English graded assignment discussion. I hope the detailed explanations helped you understand not only the correct answers but also the concepts behind each question. If you found this session useful, make sure to like the video, share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel so you never miss future assignments, solutions, concept classes and IIT Madras BS preparation content. If you need personalized guidance, one-to-one live mentoring, 24/7 doubt support, previous year paper discussions, strategy sessions, and complete preparation support for the IIT Madras BS degree program, you can join our student community through the link provided in the pinned comment. Also, let us know in the comments which subject or assignment you would like to cover next. Thank you for watching. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care and all the very best for your IIT Madras BS journey.